Medina. In this now very important period, Imam Hussain is martyred in around 50 Hijri, 10 years after the Salah, and you have no Imams in Kufa. You have a 20-year period when there's no Imam in Kufa. And also, one by one, the Shias are picked up and killed. Picked up and killed. Hujr ibn Adi and his son and his supporters. Who were they? They were people of Kufa. They were people of Kufa. They were being picked up one by one. This was the official policy of Muawiyah. Anybody who's a Shia, he has to be banished, his house demolished, or killed. This was the policy which continued. I'm coming to a conclusion. This is a policy which continued for 20 years. From the time of Imam Hussain leaving Kufa and the time of the death of Muawiyah. 20-year period of official oppression against the Shias. Official banishment of the Shias for 20 years. Brothers, 20-year period is no small period for a government. A government can change things in 4 years. A government can change things in 4 years. That is usually the period how a government in modern societies, they have their duration. 4 years or 5 years. It doesn't exceed that in a democratic system. But Muawiyah, he was a Khalifa in the Sunni sense for 20 years. However, he was in power since the death of Abu Bakr. So you have the period of about 13 Hijri up until 60 Hijri, where power has been vested in one person, Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan. So that power was utilized to control and corrupt. So when Muawiyah died, one of the conditions that Muawiyah signed up for, that when he dies, he will not appoint the next leader. This was open annulment of the Sulah which he had with Imam Hussain. He said he will not appoint any leader after him. He did. So in this period, what happens? Now, the people of Kufa, and you have to bear this in mind, they regarded Mawla Ali, when Imam Ali was Khalifatul Muslimin in Kufa, they regarded him only as in the line of the first, second, third, and Mawla Ali was the fourth. He had no special status in their eyes, apart from a few individuals who recognized Mawla Ali and his status. So, when 20-year period had ended, the Shias had been killed, there were very, very few supporters. However, at the time of the death of Muawiyah, there was only one person on the planet, which represented Islam. And that was Imam Hussain Islam. I said by default, a non-Muslim, even a non-Muslim, a Christian, we seen yesterday, would regard Imam Hussain as a default position to have. Attachment to Imam Hussain Islam. This same default position existed in the Amatul Muslimin, the general public. However, the general public are always scared about their property, about their wealth, about their lives, about their families, all these things. When pressure is put upon them, people sit back. The people of Kufa, the only person that they knew could control the reins of Islam, not in the sense of the religious imamate system, but as being a farzand, being a son of Rasulullah. He was the only person who could change the destiny of Islam. So they sent letters to Imam Hussain. This discussion, brothers, it's so lengthy. It's so lengthy. It deals with so many different aspects. And I don't have the time. But one thing I will conclude. I'll try to conclude in the next few minutes. There's many things that I wanted to say. Inshallah, maybe not tomorrow, but on the following day, on Wednesday, I'll try to address some of these questions. But one thing I want you to remember. I mean, this is not what you call an argument, an academic argument, it's called a rhetorical argument. There's a difference between an academic argument and a rhetorical argument. A rhetorical argument is this, that if the Shias are blamed for the killing of Imam Hussain Islam, that we didn't support him, this was in Kufa. Imam Hussain went from Medina to Kufa, and he didn't even reach Kufa. Imam Hussain had to go north of Kufa because of Hor. Because of Hor. He could not go into Kufa. And the distance, I'm not quite sure now, but there's a fair bit of distance between Kufa and Karbala. So this was a north detour from Kufa. Because if you come from Medina, you would go straight and would not go off north. But Kufa is north, Karbala is north of Kufa. And the reason being is because they were not allowed. But I ask this question. It's a rhetorical question. Usman, we talk about Usman. Usman ibn Affan, the third Khalifa. He was killed not in the plains of Saudi Arabia, but in the city of Medina. The capital. Medina. The capital. The capital of Islam is Medina. Usman is killed in the capital, in his own house, not in the plains of a desert. He's killed in his own house. By whom? Not by people who claim to be his, but by the companions are there. The companions. The companions are there. He's killed. What happened to his support? What happened to his support? When, and this is documented in history, Usman, when his house was being besieged, he sent a letter to Muawiyah. Muawiyah, send an army to support me. I have heard this, well, I've heard this on TV. They say on TV that Rasulullah had told Usman that you will die as a martyr. This is what the Sunni say. You will die as a martyr. If he knew he was going to die as a martyr, why would he call an army to support him? And this army, did it ever come to Medina? Never. It didn't come to Medina. It was sent and it just stopped halfway. They wanted Usman to be killed. They wanted Usman to be killed. So if they put the blame on us, that we killed Imam Hussain Islam, then Aisha, I have to mention these names because I'm saying this from responsibility. I can actually show you the traditions in Tabari and other sources. She has a central role to play in this. Talha had a central role to play. Zubair had a central role to play in this. These people are Ashra Mubashra. Ashra Mubashra. They have a central role to play in this. These companions. So lay the blame at their door. Lay the blame at their door. And finally, you will hear this on TV over and over again. Ye to Shiane Ali the jinhone bulaya tha. They say this over and over again. These were the Shias. These were the Shias. You will never hear. You will never hear. And in early history, early Islamic history, the word, I said this before, I'll say it again. You will never hear this word. The word is Ahl al-Sunnat wal-Jama'at. Anywhere in early history. All you hear is Usmanis, Shi'ani Muawiyah, Shi'ani Ali. These are the three, and the Khawarij as well. Early groups. There's no mention of Ahl al-Sunnah wal-Jama'at. At that time. There's no mention. There's only Shias. And I said, gave you a reference yesterday of Tufa Afna Sharia. Why was it that they had to say, the Sunnis had to say that we were the Shias? The early companions were Shias. Because there is an ayat in the Quran, in Surah Bayyinah, أُولَٰئِكَ هُمْ خَيْرُ الْبَرِيَّةِ. They are the best creations. And in this, many Mufassirin have said this. Ya Ali anta wa shiyatuka humul faizun. Oh Ali, you and your Shias have succeeded, or the successful ones. When the Sunni ulama read this hadith, they said actually we are the Shias. They had to say we are Shias because Rasulullah's hadith mentions Shias and not Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم.